Hello, Dr. Brognax.
It's
We are
man.
now recording.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. We don't know what happened with the first one, and we're not gonna put a lot of thought into it. Now, since the topic says what annoys me as a stylist, well, what really annoys me is when I can't get this live to do right. Sometimes it's perfect and sometimes it's imperfect. But
Yeah,
hey,
technology works against you.
so we just kind of let the chips fall where they may. But the information is still going to go forth. And Dr. B and myself, we were bringing out issues or things that we know that annoy us as stylists. And we
Mhm.
also, in our talking, realized there's some things that we could do as stylists to improve that annoyance that we get sometimes. I'm sure that a lot of our clients and others that come into our facilities don't always see the things that pretty much annoys us, but we're going to try to work on those things like time management. We were talking about how if we book clients, we need to make sure that we're there. We need to make sure that we don't book them on top of another client, but
Right.
make sure that we give ample time to each one so that they can get what they need.
Mhm.
Also, I think that will help us, as Dr. B was bringing to my attention, um, that, um, and I think Dr. B, one thing I think I didn't realize how important time management was. Um, you know, walk-ins, I do like them sometimes, but I have moved toward appointments only because that kind of helps me keep my time together. When I used to just do walk-ins and stuff like that, I'm talking about me, had a tendency of trying to do more than I could
Right. Hmm.
because I realized she just came in, she had an appointment. I'm gonna try to get her, I'm gonna try to get her, try to get them, try to get, and then before you know it, you got so many people in there, and they're getting annoyed with you
Hmm.
because we're supposed to know better in managing our time.
Right.
Okay.
I totally agree with you there. It to the point where I had almost not or had sworn off taking walk-ins because I knew it would upset the schedule that I had,
Okay.
and then also what I would notice is how the client who has an appointment, they start to feel a little pushed to the side because here I am, I have, say, a 12 o'clock appointment. I'm supposed to be getting in the chair, but you have this person that walked in that, they walked in at 11:50 at 11:45, and you said, okay, well, let me get them started. So now they already like, okay, you got somebody. Why are you working on somebody when I have an appointment? You're supposed to be free
That's
because
right.
that was my appointment time. And so, it does start to upset the schedule. And I would only generally take a walk in at towards the end of my day. And then what kind of pushed me away from that as well is at the end of the day, I'm ready to go home.
Yeah.
And I find myself only doing it in an extreme. It wasn't an emergency on my part, but it was an emergency on the client's part. They would come in, and some would know how to get me with a good old sob story. Like I had this one lady, and I said I'll never forget her. But I said I'm gonna do it and not think about it. But she came in and told me, she was like, "Oh, please." And I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I am done for the day. I'm getting ready to go." She said, "Oh, please, I really need to get my hair done." I said, "I know I've been here all day, and my day ends at such and such, and it was like 4 o'clock." And she said, "Oh, you know, I wanted to go to church tomorrow, and I have not been to church." And she said, like, in some odd years, like 3 years or something like that. And she said, I really wanted to go, but I just cannot go with my hair looking like this. And I said, of all the stories to tell me,
That
that
got
would be the one. to
I
get
got
me.
you. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I said, okay, get on up under this shampoo bowl and let's go real quick.
Let's get it.
But
Let's get it.
you
Yeah.
know, and so like I said, at the end of the day, that's one thing, but I don't really like to do it in the midst of the day because, again, in speaking of time management, it does push you off your schedule.
It does.
So,
Yeah. And it kind of knocks everything. Think about it. Think about it. When you're going somewhere and you're have an appointment. My husband brought this to my attention one time. He went online and made his appointment for his to get a haircut.
mm-hmm.
And he got there before time. And he still had to wait. And it seemed like other people, he was like, well, what was the use of doing an
Making the
appointment
right?
if I'm not going to get in the chair on time? So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that kind of spoke volumes to me because we have to take in consideration stylists, barbers, nail artists, all of the above. When you're booking these clients, keep in mind time management. If you know that they're going to come up with something that's going to take a couple of hours to do, you do not book someone right on the heels of this client because you're not going to be able to give that client the ample time that they need and then give this client their time. Great example. You know, you want to do some braids. And generally, if I do some braids, I'm going to do some braids and that's probably going to be it for me. That's me. Because I'm going to take my time, I'm going to get it in there. And,
right.
you know, I'm just going to, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I might do 2 sets of braids in one day. I might. But I'm not trying to do 5, 6, 7 because I know that's me. I can't do that. I can't give you that professionalism that you're looking for because I just would have worn myself out and mentally I can't do it. But sometimes you will look at the money and if you're any professional is looking at this, if you're driven by money, you're going to be annoyed all the time because you're chasing the dollar and you can't give that client your best because you're chasing the money. Listen, if you do good work, people can count on you, the money will come. It will come. It will come. But if you're trying to stack, as my friends say, stack them dollars, I'm stacking some paper. Okay. And you're really losing a lot of people. There will be people that will come in your facilities and want that quick fix. Okay. I had that to happen too. That annoys me too. You come in, you want this elaborate do, but you ain't got but so much time to get it done. Ain't no way in the world. And I will be honest with you. And I think we need to be more honest with people. In order for us to get that professionalism back into our industry, we've got to have a professional mind. So we've got to set things up professional. That means we got to be on point too. Oh, I'm so hungry, I'm about to fall out. Because you don't overbook yourself. You ought to put some time in there that you can have a lunch.
Right. Or at least some type of a little break.
Yeah, you got to have some,
right.
You know. And so, like I said, in my 20s, I probably was running like a fool, you know. But and Joseph Cunningham was my instructor for many years, and I got a chance to work in his salon, and he tried his best to teach me good ethics in the salon, how to manage my time, you know. So I've had some great teachers, you know, in some salons I worked in, but I didn't always take everything I learned.
Absolutely.
You know, it took me to foot was hurting, my back was aching, you know, and you wonder where all that comes from. You mismanage your body. So, you know, I was listening to you and I'm going to take in consideration some of the things that you said earlier before we got booted off the whatever happened. But there's a lot that we can learn as professionals that we do need to practice. We don't need to talk. That's the thing. I told a friend of mine, I give great advice, but I don't take any of it.
Mhm. That's often the way things go.
Hold on, I'm gonna let a student in. I'm gonna get her on here. Wait a minute, since this is not her night to be on, but we're gonna bring her in. This is what you get. Let's see. Watch this. She gonna want to get off when she get on. Watch, but I'm gonna make her stay. You get to meet her. Nashara. Nashara.
Hi.
Hi, baby. Listen, do not get off. You got to stay on. You got to stay on now.
Okay.
Listen, class was yesterday.
I'm sorry.
You fine. You good. I'm gonna let you. You're gonna be our guest right now because you got on. This is our Let's Talk About It Tuesday, and
Okay.
you're on here, Dr. B. I want you to meet Nashara Clay.
Good
Nashara,
evening,
would you
Nashara.
introduce yourself to Dr. Broadnax?
Hello. My name is Nashara Clay, and I am studying to be a hair loss specialist.
Good
Yeah.
evening and welcome.
Yes.
Thank you.
She's taking. Tell them what state you're from.
Michigan.
She's from
Yeah.
Michigan.
Okay.
So she's well, actually, she's studying now to be a practitioner. She has finished her specialist and she's moving over to the next level. And Nashara, if you don't mind, I'm not gonna hold you long, but I'm gonna get a little talk out of you. Do you mind telling, because this is gonna be on our Let's Talk About It segment, and I would like for people to hear about your experience since you've been taking P2P's class 101 and you're now in 201. What has your experience been like?
Well, it has really, it's really got me motivated and geeked. Like I've already, you know, we try to help as much as we can when we have clients who's thinning and losing their hair and everything. But now it's like, you can't tell me nothing. I'm like, girl, let me see. Let's talk about what's going on with you.
I know, right?
So it's made me more confident. Yeah, and it made me more, ready. And I've already have been doing like my own little case studies and giving my clients free treatments. And I've actually gotten a couple of them. They were on every other week getting their hair done. And I asked, I said, so if you come every week and no charge for your treatment, would that help you out? Oh, so I've gotten a couple of them to come every week. So why charge them for a treatment when I got every week money now? You know what I'm saying? So just trying to,
Look at you. Well, you know what, Nashara? It was meant for you to be on here because we got booted out earlier. We would have been through, but we got booted out for some reason. It didn't want to act right. So it was meant for us to get back on here. And I'm sure Dr. B could tell you some things. He also is alumni of P2P.
okay.
He's working on being an instructor now, right, B? Don't you hide your face. Get back up here. We're working on getting him because we want to spread this educational experience in so many places. I'm glad that you said you're excited. That excites me. And like we were talking, it has been brought to our attention that we are needed. We are needed. And a lot of people don't know anything about a trichologist. Some has never heard about a hair loss specialist. Some never heard about a practitioner. It was like, what is that? Some they don't made up. But no, it's been around for a long time. And I love to talk about the history of it because I didn't know about it either. But when I found out about it, I went the extra mile to learn about it. And Dr. B, is there anything you could say to Nashara? You want to ask her anything about her experience and some things you probably could tell her from the things that you've gathered out of your experience in the Institute?
Sure. Well, the one thing I would say, Nashara, that I hear from you already is the excitement. And I'll say continue to stay excited, because the excitement from you translates to hope for your client. And each client that comes in for a consultation, if you're speaking to them just as excited as you are today, they will read that as hope for themselves. And they, like you said, they won't mind going that extra mile. They won't mind coming in every week. They won't mind paying for that treatment if you're just as excited and confident in the service that you provide. They see hope in that, and they will have no problem buying into that. So I think that that is great, even though, like you said, you're now at the 201 level, to just stay excited and motivated and continue to learn as much as you possibly can. Because again, everything that we learn, everything that we know translates to the hope for the client in terms of their hair loss journey.
Yes, yes.
I
And
mean,
see, it's given me more education, because you know what I know, you got a bald spot, cover it up.
okay,
Right.
Put a wig on it, cover it up. That's all, well, you know, basically put a band-aid on it. And that's
okay.
always been, you know, so, you know, I love the education part and digging deep down, and, you know, just natural things just help our hair grow back. And what people don't understand too, when you happy with your hairstylist, your hair start growing back. So
Yeah.
people don't understand that. I've seen difference already in some of my clients' hair, like in 2-3 weeks. And they are really pleased and satisfied. And I'm really excited. Like, oh, y'all just don't know how far I'm gonna go.
I know, right? But you know what? That is that now that I know whoever will listen to this replay of this taping, that's going to motivate them. And I just, my heart goes out to hairstylists all over the world, barbers, you know, hey, you can go further than standing behind the chair. You can actually be that person to help solve the problems that we see all the time come into the salons. And you're able, or you can get the education where you'll be able to meet their needs,
Yes.
be able to identify what's going on, you know, be able to give them regimens that will help their bodies, you know, because we've learned that most of our problems is inward anyway, and it's manifesting on the outside. When your hair is shedding or coming out, or whatever you call it,
Mm-hmm.
something is already taking place on the inside that's wrong.
Right.
Okay. And so that's why we attack the situation and say, hey, well, tell me, when did it start? I mean, when did you notice it? Let's talk about how you're eating. What are you doing every day? See, all this plays a valuable part in your growth.
It does. And then they like, oh, wow, she's really interested in me, my overall health. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes. You know, and this has helped me too, Nashara, believe it or not, Dr. B, y'all. I told you I give great advice and don't take it. Well, I have you to know, I have myself on a special regimen now. So I'm doing that, take care of yourself first, you know,
Well, good.
because it's one thing to tell you or someone else that, hey, this works, you can do this. And then I'm
Right.
broke down. I ain't doing that for myself. You know, I called
Right.
my doctor today to tell him about my son. Well, Miss Robinson, we're going to call you some in, but we want you to take a COVID test and look. I ain't coming back down there to take that test no more.
Right.
Y'all ain't going up in my nose, up touching my brain. I just,
Right. Not again.
you know, not again. So what I've said is that, hey, then you do something about it.
Right.
That means that you know what to do. Knowing what to do and doing is two different things.
That's right.
So, you know, you got to be the first partaker of that thing that you teach, you know, the information that you get, even when you're working with your clients, Nashara, They have
Mhm.
to see you at your best too, you
Yes,
know? So you
yes,
need to look good too, feel good about yourself. If you
exactly.
ain't confident about you, then nobody else is gonna believe you, period.
That's
Right.
right.
That's right.
So,
Right.
I am very excited. I'm so glad you came on this call. You kind of add the icing on top of the cake. Did she not, Dr. B?
She did.
She did.
Oh, well, thank
And
you.
we hoping that as P2P Institute continue to grow, we're gonna add a component in there where y'all can learn how to do those fabulous wigs for some of those clients. I was telling them, Dr. B, some people are not eligible to get those cranial prosthetics or to get those medical coverings for their head.
Right.
You don't want to turn them away. You still want to know how to make them a unit. You know what I'm saying? So you still want to meet the needs. And Dr. B is the best teacher in that. I put my foot in his back all the time because he knows I'm telling the truth. And so we looking for him to get his curriculum up and running, and that way y'all can take his classes as well. Because I think when you're learning this, you need to learn all of it so that you will not be handicapped and
Right.
you come across, because when I started, y'all, I didn't have no support group. I didn't have all this. I did not. And that's the God honest truth. People told me that, oh yeah, you called me. And it just didn't work that way. Um,
Right.
so I'm trying my very best to be an honorable person in what I do. And if you take the classes, I still want to be available for you and help you get what you need to do what you need to get done. And so I love the fact that you got on here, Nashara, and and I'm sure the audience is really gonna love. Is there anything else you want to tell them before we close this out?
Um, well, I just know that it's a great class to take, and it opened my mind because honestly, I was going to go to school for dermatology just to do this. So, I was going to go to school to dermatology just to pinpoint the head, So when this was introduced to me, it was just like a blessing, a blessing. Yes.
I'm
So
glad.
don't go for dermatology unless you're gonna do the whole body of skin.
Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, but I'm glad that they can hear from a student. Dr. B was one of, I laugh sometime. I look at those pictures, Dr. B, when we were in, where were we, in Virginia?
Mm-hmm.
And you did that template on your man.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
He did a template. It was so funny.
We had a lot of good pictures from
Yes, I have a load of pictures. And
Mhm.
we enjoyed each other. It was just magnificent. And Dr. B has still been a valuable part of the P2P family, and I'm grateful for that. So, B, you think we're through now?
We are. I think, we had a very good show this evening. Thank you again, Nashara, for popping on and giving everybody the insight into the courses that you're taking. Hopefully it will spark something and motivate someone else who is on a similar path, who is looking for a way to better service their client, to meet their needs in terms of their hair loss or whatever may be going on with them, that they would then also come to P2P and join in the ranks and also get that education to push their career further. So thank you again
Yes.
for
Well, thank
that.
you for having me. I appreciate you guys.
And Nashara, you can give me a call tomorrow and I'll give you a replay of, no, you know what? I recorded the class, so it's in your portal.
Okay.
Okay, darling?
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
You're
You're
welcome.
welcome. Have a great evening.
You too. Bye, you guys.
Bye-bye. Well, everybody, we're getting ready to get off the line, and we've totally enjoyed ourselves. That was a wonderful time with a student who is currently taking classes and learning how to expand their education. Um, Dr. B, it's always a pleasure to have you on, and because you are a part of P2P, I couldn't do this without you, and I'm grateful. So thank you so much.
Thank
So
you for having.
we will definitely have a guest next week. Dr. B and myself, we will post something ahead of time, and we may post something tomorrow and keep it running until that time. But this video will be put on the page for you to see, and also on YouTube. So check us out, like and share. Once again, thank you for tuning in to P2P. Let's talk about it. Have a good and wonderful evening. Be blessed and live. See you, Dr. B.
Have a good evening.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.